Am I live? Am I live? I think I'm live. Yep, 15 seconds I've been live. Good morning, everybody. It's only just morning. In just over 24 hours, we will be having our first government emergency alerts. Aren't you excited? I know I am. Not. The government, I'll just waffle for a couple of minutes while people come in. The government are determined to scare us as much as they can because their media seems to be distrusted now. So we're getting the emergency alerts thing, guys. Oh God, we're getting the emergency alerts thing at 3 p.m. tomorrow, which is Sunday, the 23rd of April, St George's Day, and I've had quite a few people say, "What are you doing? What's going on? What do you think it is?" So I thought I'd just come on and do a quick live. I'm going to start doing a few more lives, and if you've not subscribed to my new live channel, it's Chrissy Morris Live. I'll put a link somewhere in this as soon as I can. I won't be reading the comments out, guys. Don't think I'm rude. It's just that it's only a short one. It's only a quick live. It's about the emergency alerts. Please subscribe to my new live streaming channel, which is Chrissy Morris Live. I need to get about 1,000 subs before I can start using it properly because they've got restrictions on people that only use mobiles and whatever else they want to keep their community safe. So I think I've got about 600-700 subs right now. Get another 300 subs, and I think most of the put the teeth in, most of the restrictions will be taken off. So today, only a quick one, emergency alerts and what I'll be doing about it. What you do about it is obviously up to you. I personally, I'm not that worried about it. There's a fantastic little quote that I've got. I can't remember where I heard it from. It's ages old, but mobile phones are the new pitchforks. Way back in the day, if the peasants revolted, got angry and stuff like that, they'd sort of like, march down the road with pitchforks and all sorts of stuff like that, and go to the castle and tell the baron or whoever lived in the castle and had authority over them while they was upset. So the peasants would grab a pitchfork. Well, mobile phones are the new pitchforks because mobile phones allow us to organise. They allow us to communicate. And when you go to war, the first thing you are supposed to hit is the communications. When you actually go for the active war, I mean, you can demoralise and stuff like that, which is what's been happening to the people. But the first thing to do is to hit the communications of your enemy. That way, they can't organise a counter-attack or defence or anything like that. So when the internet was made 20 odd years ago, whenever it was, and stuff like that, they didn't actually sort of consider that all us little people would be able to communicate more effectively and basically expose the stuff that's going on with the help of mobile phones and the internet and stuff like that. It's become their worst nightmare. 20 years ago, I couldn't really find too many people to speak to about what's going on in the world and the tyranny that is happening. Everyone just didn't really have a clue. Very few people knew. 20 years ago, you was pretty lonely if you was a conspiracy theorist, even though most conspiracy theorists now have actually been proven to be reality factists. Is that even a word? But with the help of these mobile phones that we've got, it's now it's now possible for us to actually make a change and bring about some positive stuff because we can communicate and we can expose them. We can share stuff. Yeah, so mobile phones are the new pitchforks is what I'm trying to say. I've only had about 4 coffees today. I need another one. And the emergency alerts, I believe, I mean, they're getting more airtime, more media time than, for instance, a 20% rise in mortality rates in this country. Now, a 20% rise in mortality in this country is massive, absolutely massive. You can hardly anyone knows about it. The media aren't telling us about it. I wonder what's causing it. I don't want to get the channel struck, so is all I'm going to say is have a look at the 20% rise in mortality rates. That should be the biggest story out there, or almost the biggest story out there. Then you've got the impending financial crash. Now, I call it a crash, they call it a reset, because reset doesn't sound as bad as crash, does it? That will kill millions. People not being able to buy food. And I won't go into it because that's a whole new stream. And hopefully we'll have a nice debate discussion and stuff about it on my new channel, Chrissy Morris Live. Please go and subscribe. But back to the emergency alerts. So tomorrow, 3 p.m, everyone that's got... this is something that I'm not sure of, but I thought I'd just show. My old phone that hasn't got a SIM card in it, I thought, I wonder if they're going to try and send it to all the phones out there, and whether or not it's going to sort of be reliant on having a SIM card in. So I went to my old phone that hasn't got my SIM card in, and I basically turned all the settings off. And the way to turn the emergency alerts off is basically go to your settings, find the search bar, put alerts in there, or alerts. I think on iPhones it might be notifications, and basically it'll bring up emergency alerts, and you just turn them all off. I've done that to a phone that hasn't got a SIM card, and it's basically told me that I ain't got a SIM card. So I'm just gonna assume that if your device hasn't got a SIM card in it, it's not going to get an emergency alert. Please remember that way back in the a couple of years ago, they sent out text messages basically warning us about some medical emergency thing. Everyone got a text message, so they could do that. I think that they're doing this emergency alerts thing to literally distract and to cause a little bit of panic, because even the most compliant of people now are questioning our media because of the lies we've been told, especially over the last couple of 3 years. 90% of the media is owned by a handful of billionaires, and it's in their interests. They're also billionaires that have money in the pharmaceutical trade, for instance, and every trade. If you're a billionaire, you've got that money because you've got a finger in every pie, and they literally don't want the little people rebelling and knowing what's going on. And the way to do that is keep people in fear. It's the cheapest way to do it. So they'll control the media, and this emergency alerts thing has got more airtime in the media than a 20% rise in mortality. It's got more than the impending financial crash. It's got more than the £32 billion in tax that's being avoided by the rich people. All the stuff that we actually should be concentrating on isn't in the news, and that's because they don't want us to concentrate on it, because it's against their interests. So the emergency alerts thing basically is a distraction as far as I'm concerned. Now, I've turned all of my notifications to these alerts off, just because I don't want to. I don't want my phone ringing unnecessarily. I already get too many messages and calls. I don't want another one. And the thing is, I don't trust a word the government tells me. If you're aware of the story about the little boy that cried wolf, it's a bit like that. Anything the government tell me, I treat with suspicion, because they've just shown that they can't be trusted. So 3 p.m. tomorrow, unless you turn it off, you're going to get this emergency alert. It might be a little bit of a data mine, because I would have thought there'll be a long, big list of people that don't turn their phone on, and that'll be logged that you didn't receive it. And perhaps they're looking to see who the more compliant people are and whatever else. But I personally think it's a way to make you distrust your best weapon. See, mobile phones are the new pitchforks. Mobile phones are the best weapon we've got because we use them to communicate, we use them to organise, we use them to expose, and we use them to record as well. And if they can get us to start doubting our best weapon, that is definitely in their favour. That becomes something that is brilliant for them. So don't stop using your mobile phones, guys. Keep on exposing, keep on organising, keep on communicating. And if you don't want the emergency alert, turn your settings off. If it still comes through, don't worry about it too much. It's only an emergency alert. I can't see that it's going to have any real detrimental effect on anyone, apart from maybe a data mine, like I said. There's a couple of other things I meant to say now, but I can't remember them. Like I said, I need more caffeine. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Chrissy Morris Live. I'll put a link in this somewhere, which it's my new live channel. The channel you're watching this on now is just literally for reference and stuff like that. I started it off as a bit of a diary, library, and it's just grown. But I'll be keeping this channel for basic uploads, and I've got the new live channel, which is Chrissy Morris Live. Please subscribe and put the little bell thing on to get the notifications. Don't worry too much about the emergency alerts thing. Don't give it too much time. Look into the 20% rise in the UK death rate and what possibly could have caused it. And why our media aren't telling us, because a 20% rise is absolutely massive. That's a lot of people dying. And look at all the health problems that there are right now. Why our media aren't tackling the causes of it and what's going on with it, I do not know. Well, I do know, but they don't want us to know, do they? Turn your notifications off, guys, if you want to. If you don't, leave your notifications on. Apparently, once you get the emergency alert, you've got to, in some way, confirm that you've received it and that it's all good. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to worry about it too much. Like I said, it's another distraction. Just sort of like, keep the faith, and yeah, if you don't want it, just turn it off. I've been made aware that in locations there's also an alert or something in your location part of your phone. I never have my location on anyway. Sometimes I don't know where I am, let alone my phone knowing where I am when I don't know where I am. I don't like that level of control. So maybe turn your location off as well. Maybe turn your emergency alerts notifications off. Let's see what happens, but don't give it too much thought. It's they literally know that the media now have lost so much. I mean, people literally aren't watching the news anymore because they distrust it, because they are getting the feeling that it's just propaganda, which a lot of it is. So how do they get through to a lot of people a message that they won't accept because they've turned their telly off? They send out a message to everyone's phone, which is probably what this is. So 3 p.m. tomorrow, you're going to get an emergency alert. It looks like YouTube are slowing me down right now. Not sure. Guys, please go over to Chrissy Morris Live. That's where I'm going to try and do a lot more. Can interact with debates, discussions, advice, you name it. I want to get some proper debate going, because what they're giving us as news is just distractions. So hopefully I'll be getting some discussions and stuff going, but I need to get as many people in to do that. Emergency alerts, if you don't like them, turn them off, but stop stressing about them. When someone shouts out, don't panic. Usually it causes a panic, and I think the government know that. Guys, it's been emotional. Have a really nice weekend, and try and be kind. Hope this helped. Take care, guys.